this next comedian, he's been running shows and being amazing. I won't say since when, I'll date both of us, but he's just a dear human being and so freaking funny. Clap your hands for Vance Sanders! There he is in his bomb pop.
Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Lisa and Andrea, my favorite members of the squad. Everybody. I've been through the lice thing too, and don't volunteer to do that. You have to tell your kids, don't touch heads, because kids touch heads a lot, and then like you got lice because they just like it's terrible. So strong opening, guys. So thank you for coming tonight, and I have this like it's hot in here. I'm gonna inhale you, Jack. So I'm gonna wipe myself off. So I would like to address this before I get started because I know this is making people very uncomfortable, but guys, yes, I do know I'm too old for this haircut. I totally know that. This is not a surprise to anyone. This is the haircut of a man desperately trying to look young. This is the haircut version of me vaping at Hot Topic. I do know that, all right? My usual haircut look is progressive mayor of a small town. That's usually what I'm going for. I got my haircut last week and I look like guy in the book ska bands, and not what I was going for. I am old. I'm sorry. How old are you, Vance? I have pants I wear just at home called home pants. What I'm saying is I'm a man of a certain age, and by that I mean I have a favorite mug. That's what I mean, guys. How do I know I'm old? I know I'm old because I want to talk about two topics, and two topics only: parking, shipping costs. That's all I want to talk about. It costs $6 to ship an Elvis Costello t-shirt to me from Reseda. That is ridiculous. Well, Vance, why don't you just drive to Reseda and get your t-shirt? The parking. So, that's why. But I have been busy. My son graduated from high school. We had a giant grad party for him. Then my son and I went to Utah for 2 days for his 2-day orientation at the University of Utah. Then my son and I came back here. Then my whole family drove to Oregon for my daughter's graduation from college. Had 2 more grad parties there for her. Then moved her back here from Oregon. I'm peaking as a dad right now, guys. I am peaking as a dad. I'll never be more dad than I am right now. I may have dad egotted. I may have, guys. At the very least, I'm going to win the Dad Latin Grammy. At the very least. My son will be going to the University of Utah in the fall, which is great. I love Utah. I've been going there for a while, but I always forget there's a time difference because when it's 8 o'clock here, it's 1991 in Utah, guys. I never heard so much Hootie and the Blowfish and the Spin Doctors, and guys, Michael Keaton's still Batman in Utah, all right? Don't tell them, they don't know. And so I went with my son, and you have to, my son, there's a little difference between me and my son. My son in high school won the MVP, most valuable player on his high school soccer team freshman year, all right? At the same time, when I was that age, I won the award most likely to be beaten up while drawing a picture of Snoopy. So, a little difference between me and my son. So, we're at the orientation. The parents of the kids have separate orientation, and so I'm at the parent orientation, and we have an actual panel of students who can ask questions. So, oh, great. And the students start introducing themselves, and the first kid's like, hey, my name's Trevor Smith, and my pronouns are he and him. And then this girl's like, oh, my name's Crystal Yang, and my pronouns are she and her. And I'm like, why? Telling us their pronouns. We can have some sort of gender reveal Mad Libs later. Is that the icebreaker, you know? And then I'm like, oh my God, Vance, don't be a million years old. Too late. Perhaps they do not identify with the pronoun they were born with. And guys, boy, do I relate to that, all right? Because believe it or not, I was born a Republican and a Methodist. So yeah, I've been through some shit too, all right? So I decided these kids' genders are fluid, and my gender is leaking fluids, is what I decided at that point. But you could pick your own pronouns, guys. What fun, all right? Why not? I picked my own pronouns. So here's my pronouns I picked. Geezer, Lout, and Cheese Baron. So let's get those going. And ever since my friends found out my son's going to go to the University of Utah, my friends are like, well, you know, tell your son to watch out for those Mormons, you know. Those Mormons. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. What if my son meets some Mormons and becomes nicer and more respectful? That's terrible. What a terrible thing to happen. My son did meet some Mormon kids at the orientation, great kids, and he met some kids from a small town in Utah where they still have polygamy. Wow. And my son's like, can they still have polygamy? And I'm like, well, it is against the law, but they let them do it anyway. It's just like the Trump administration, all right? Go do your thing. And my son's like, well, what do you think about having 2 wives? I have my federal amount of wives. I don't want to exceed the government standard of wives. One and done with the wives. I love your mom, my wife. It's great. Let's just leave it at that. And he's like, well, if one wife's great, wouldn't 2 wives be double great? Honey, wives are not cookies. All right. 1 cookie great. 2 cookies, you're right. Double great. 1 wife great. 2 wives is having 2 bosses. And I don't want 2 bosses yelling at me. What did I do wrong? And my son's like, is mom your boss? And I'm like, honey, I'm sorry. Mom was not my boss, but mom is my boss. And don't say anything to her because I'm going for a good second quarter review. And but more than anything, I don't want 2 wives because I don't want him to say, and your mom's pronouns are they and them. All right, I don't want him to say that. Thank you, Lisa. And and then my daughter graduated from college, which is amazing. I have a 21-year-old daughter, which is so amazing. I mean, she's the same age as some of my jokes, all right? I mean, I have jokes that are so old, in the middle of the joke, there is a sax solo. That is an old joke, guys. That's an old joke, right? Yes. So she went to the University of Oregon. She's a duck. Go Ducks! And right when she went to school there, she got me a t-shirt that says, Duck Dad, which is great. And even better than if she'd gone to Oregon State, then I have a t-shirt that says Beaver Dad. That's a whole nother dad, all right? Whole nother dad. So I was wearing my Duck Dad t-shirt when we were moving her up there originally, and she's like, why are you wearing that t-shirt? It's so embarrassing. This t-shirt cost me $40,000. All right, I'm going to wear this t-shirt as much as I can. Honey, I'm sorry. This t-shirt cost your mom $40,000 because I couldn't send her to clown college on my comedian salary. Did you guys hear me say comedian salary? What? University of Oregon, I'd like to pay for my daughter's college tuition with 20 years of free drink tickets. Why are you laughing? Give her the Merlot scholarship. And it's so amazing to me that she graduated from college. It seems like just yesterday I was yelling at her to stop eating her hair because her hair was always in her face, always in her mouth. I was trying to get her to hold her hair back with a clip or barrette. She would never wear one. And one day I got so frustrated. I said, honey, look how cute it'd be. And I demonstrated by putting a clip in my hair, right? And then I forgot about it and went to Vance. And guys, the world treats you really differently when you're growing up with a butterfly in your hair. Everybody in Frozen Foods looked at me like maybe I was a retired goth, or perhaps just the world's laziest drag queen. The transformation is complete! Coming for you, RuPaul, coming for you. And as I did mention, I have a wife who's a woman, who's my wife, fooled you. And she is not here tonight. My wife does not get to come to a lot of my shows because she's too tired from supporting me. And as a man, that's the best stuff, guys. Come on. My dreams come true. I'm a burden. So we have been married. We've been married for 24 years. Still renting. Huge red flag. Do not marry me. All right. Do not. Of the 288 months we have been married, take a wild guess how many months I paid the rent. 1 month, guys! 1 month out of 288 months I have paid the rent. That's right, ladies. Stand back. This one's taken. Or as my wife would say, I got taken. So, and we have been married for quite a while, and the longer you get married, the things that you do, the foreplay you do for what I like to call the ceremony, changes. Now my wife and I's foreplay is we watch Jeopardy together, and turn to my wife and I'll say, the answer to Final Jeopardy is filibuster. And my wife will go, oh, filibuster. And then when Alex says the answer to Final Jeopardy is filibuster, I'll say, ha-ha, I'm right! And then my wife will say to me what I think is the biggest turn-on you can say to a man, and that is, you should be on Jeopardy. Buzzing in now! I'm buzzing in, guys! Daddy's buzzing in! Buzzing in! Oh, I'm buzzing in! Oh! We fall asleep before anything happens, but sometimes you get out your Alex to see if it's still Trebek's. So there you go. That's my time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Shirt, Vance.
Oh, thank you.
The bomb pop top.
Thank you.
Vance reminded me, you know a band